welcome. New Meta Podcast, episode 109. Last week we were talking about cores that aren't carries, and this week we're talking about carries that shouldn't be cores. We're talking about your ETs, Tusk, maybe even Bounty, weird heroes that are usually 4 or 5. Throw them into some farm, into the safe lane, and you're laughing. Marco and Adam join us after 2 duopods. We're finally back. Marco, how does it feel?
Feels blessed to be reunited with our NA Overlord and our Brighton Underlord trio. Feels good.
You're not allowed to say Underlord in Adam's presence after the last game.
Gets dumped with a 60-minute Underlord.
Adam, how are you feeling? You said before the pods you didn't want to play Underlord, but
I sure didn't. But I took one for the team. And then I took one for the team for the next 60 minutes because Underlord gameplay is, not the most engaging thing in the world.
The only redeeming quality about spamming Underlord is seeing the plus 25 at the end of the game, but you didn't even get to see that because it was a loss and it wasn't ranked. So
yeah. I also didn't get to do right-click Underlord build. I just had to be old tanky boy. If you let me go Midas Echo Saber or something. And then, chonk people. Well, you can't even do that anymore because he doesn't get the permanent damage. So, feels bad all around.
Do you want to give the synopsis of the game we've just played? Let's start with the games rather than the question. I will do a question, but games first. Adam, what happened? What happened?
Oh, that game capped off what is now a 6-game losing streak. Woo. So... what I don't know. What do you want to say? It's like
1 sentence summary of the game we just played.
Weavered on us. Weaver bobbed and weaved.
Yeah, that's good. Marco, do you have a one sentence summary?
Oh, 1 sentence is hard. The Weaver bugged on us is pretty strong. I want to reference the fact that we got flamed post match by the enemy team. I said Weaver, yeah, after we lost. I don't understand how he says it's a free spec game. So they had an invoker with tornadoes, EMPs, ice walls, a tiny avalanche in your face, a windrunner, shackling and windrunning, and a Weaver secuching. And I'm like, how am I actually meant to do anything? I spent half the game just in the air, getting hit and not hitting anyone.
Yeah,
I never got to hit anyone.
Tornadoed,
I was stuck.
The only time you could catch someone was when you abyssaled. That was it. And yet somehow it was a free game for you. When I'm looking at a Weaver against our lineup of 0 stuns, we just have my root, and then we have to buy a bunch of items to try and compensate how it's not just a free game for him.
Yeah, the
best. He needs 1 BKB and that's it.
Our lockdown's a 40-minute hex. That's all we can do.
Yeah. And you did 92k hero damage, and I think at least sort of 60k of that is dispersion or blade mail.
Yeah, dispersion or blade mail is probably 80,000. I just never got to hit anyone.
I thought you were going to say at least 60k of that was time-lapsed or satanic healed back.
Sure. Well, that too, yeah. Yeah, tough game. I had fun, though, kind of. We almost could have done it at the end, because don't we kill Weaver, and they're hitting Throne, and if the Throne had maybe 25% more health, we might have done an epic hold.
Yeah, we killed him, and then he fought back time-lapsed. If we had repair kit, we could have done it.
Anyway, beyond that, how have your other games been? Adam, I feel hesitant to ask you, given that you're on a fat red streak. So maybe I'll start with Marco. Any other games to report?
There was a pretty good fun in-house. Got to showcase the Ricky.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Games for that. Shout out to Gamesworth.
Big shout out actually to Gamesworth for organising that. That was good fun. But we had a nice five of us. I think we were 4 from the New Meta Guild plus Gains against a few randoms. We had to make sure we stamped the New Meta pod on that win. So you went the iconic leader, I got iconic Ricky, and we just make sure we get the win. That was good fun. The only other interesting game was I played a duo with Dynamic, a Divine 1 player, today, and it was just the enemy team had 2 Immortal Smurfs, one of which was rank 1.7, 300 wins kind of thing. The other one was a Smurf, no games, Immortal. Like really high-ranked Immortals on both teams. Go 59 minutes, dynamics on Void, missing Chronos for 40 minutes, but then starts landing them. I was a Storm, and they didn't really have much catch. They had this Ricky slot core duo, so they were lacking that a bit. It was just really back and forth. That was really good fun. Been kind of keen for a Storm, but never feel confident enough to play it. But in the afternoon, I was just like, I don't give a shit if we win or lose, and it was good fun.
What was the mid matchup?
It was Ricky.
Oh, Ricky versus Storm.
Yeah, so it was a bit odd, but went well. They had this Slark who was a high-ranked Slark, kind of keeping them in it, this beefy Slark build, like Scardy, Abyssal, Lincoln's, Silver Edge. So just no kind of damage, but pure durability. I was the Storm, and Void was our POS1 dynamic, and there's all this internal flaming, external flaming about people flaming each other's ranks, and I kind of thought people were saying that because, oh, you're like dirty ancient or something, but then everyone was like a rank 2k immortal or something, just had a really high game somehow, but it was so messy and just horrible and just really painful to play. One of those dead long games where no one can win, but then we pulled it out 59 minutes.
Yeah. Adam, anything else to any other games? I mean, we did have one win that you were involved with this week that was pretty epic.
My Dragon Knight game.
Oh yeah, you were DK, yeah.
Oh
yeah, that game.
The Throne.
The last 2 times I played with you, it's been an hour and 4 minutes and an hour. That's tough.
Yeah.
1-1. Yeah, that was off-lane Dragon Knight first item Lotus Orb, just to like try and compete with an Oracle and Bounty Hunter. And you were just Alchemist.
Yeah, I was doing Alch things. Felt good for a while. I was really, really farmed, and then this game still took an hour, even though I was double everyone else's net worth at 20 minutes or something.
We literally hit the Throne at 33 minutes or something, but only won the game at 63 minutes. And
they were Megad.
They were Megad, but holding. And we were dying over and over to the Bounty Hunter.
15 death safe laner, Marco.
Yeah.
Chaos Knight. I didn't realize he was that squishy.
But everyone's squishy when you're going up against this Bounty Hunter. I don't know what was going on. I was getting absolutely shreked by this bounty with Satanic critting me for like 1 trillion and healing at like full health. Pretty ridiculous. Which was a bit of inspiration for this pod episode, but we'll get back to that in a bit.
It was a funny end to that game. Eventually, after being wiped 5 times, Stan was right. We just need to hit the throne. We get this double Rasta Awards on Ron Mexico. Let's just hit the throne.
Did we not get triple?
Oh, maybe.
I can't remember. I think he only gets double off.
Too. There were 5 Roches that game. Like our entire. We had 4 Ag Scepters, and I don't think you maybe gifted one of them as Alk. The rest were drops from Roche.
Yeah. But yeah. It was like a stall, and then the stupid thing is that the enemy team is Megad, their throne's exposed, we have Shaman with Ag's Refresher for about 20 minutes and don't manage to get off double wards. That's like how...
It's because you can't get to the base. That's the thing, is he can't get in the base because he just gets Bounty Hunter blowed up in like 2 hits.
Yeah, but we should... Eventually we did the smoke, like... distraction play where Shaman smokes through top and the rest of us go through bottom, and we eventually
just run like madmen at the throne and just distract. Hey, look at me! Hey, look at me!
Yeah, I mean, we got it done in the end. Easy game. So there you go. In terms of my games, I don't think I have. Oh, sorry, are you going to say something?
I was saying, like Marco could see from picking up an Ags from like our 5th Roshan, how CK Ags is actually cool and good. I tried to explain it at the start of the game when it did, but I don't think anyone believed me. And then
AoE creates an illusion of everyone.
Everyone, yeah. And then you get an extra one as CK. but I think it's global. It might not be global, but it's like I think it's global.
And
I think it's an AoE.
It's a soft dispel as well.
It's a very large AoE though, and it dispels is the big thing.
Yeah.
So the whole squad is like all these illusions.
I've seen an off-lane CK, I think, rush Manta against Silencer, and every time Global's used, he mantas and then ults and dispels Global off his entire team in an AoE. It's insane. So awesome. He hard counters Silencer, the hero, with the Ag's hard counter Silencer with Manta, which is pretty cool. I mean, you do have to pick CK and build Manta and then Ags.
But it's kind of like everybody. It's like you pop an illusion rune for your entire team. Kind of the same deal with the dispel.
Yeah,
and it's just not nice extra damage and confusion in the moment, and that's without it being on an actually good illusion hero. Imagine a Terrorblade on your that was a TI meme at one point, I think, wasn't it? That one team did it.
Yeah, it was. I remember that. Yeah.
Back when you CK Ags was you just casted Phantasm on somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played quite a few games this week. Only one ranked game, which is a loss, which is a bit annoying. I don't have a lot to report. One on a Pugner that was fun.
How's your Cavern?
Oh, we'll get to that. That's the next topic, because Battle Pass is running out, and I've been addressing the Cavern recently. But I did win a Snapfire mid. I told the story before to YouTube, but I watched a D Bowie video on Snapfire mid, was watching Abed run around getting 1 million kills, was thinking, oh my god, this looks so easy. Just get Ags, play Snapfire, oh, it's going to be so much fun. Get into an unranked game against a Quap mid, level 2 or level 3, I'm want to just abandon the game. It's after being so excited to pick this Snapfire hero mid. And then Queen of Pain just says, take a poison dagger and you're now level 4 and I'm level 7, so what are you going to do? So that was a bit rude, if I can say so. In terms of what Adam mentioned, Cavern Crawl is of course the end of the Battle Pass in I think 2 weeks, right?
The 9th, so about 2 weeks, I think. Yeah,
2 weeks tomorrow is when it ends, which made me think about a little discussion on basically your thoughts on the Battle Pass, where you're up to, what your overall thoughts are on how good it is, how much you've enjoyed it, what stuff you've been doing. I might kick off by saying that I got a Slark win, which allowed me to get the Slark set in Cavern, which is very good, although I'm really confused because, on the Cavern you have these little token things. There's 3 of them. You find them, and I've got all 3 for the Slark. The little Slark heads around the Slark. Yeah. I don't know what it does, because it doesn't...
gives you an alternate style.
But it doesn't, though, because I haven't got
you gotta go in your armory and apply it to each component.
It says, own one Telobrian Trespass style unlock 1. And I don't know how to do it. It says locked.
Yeah, you have to unlock it. You have to go into your items and right-click on it.
Oh my god.
And then it's even more annoying because it doesn't apply it to the entire set. You have to do it individually for each item.
Oh, that's insane. Okay.
You have to unlock each component. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I've done it now. There you go. It's solved. I have the alternate style for Slark. Amazing.
Troubleshooting.
Hog.
Amazing, yeah. Okay, well that's solved. Thanks, Adam. What about the rest of you? Where are you up to on Cavern and in general sort of completion levels of the Battle Pass?
I got 66 out of 111 for the Cavern.
Strong's better than me. I'm on 44. It's not very good.
But I never made it to the Underworld.
Yeah, I didn't even know how you do that. Do you have to complete everything to get Foul Fell?
Most of it, I think. I don't know because I haven't done it either. So.
Yeah. Shout out to anyone that's done Cavern.
I felt like my Cavern progress was good. Smashed out the carries, and then when all these supporty, Chen, Dirge, Kotl, Techies, don't have time for it. No one lets me play those heroes pos 1, so it's just not going to happen.
when Battle Pass first comes out, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I'm exclusively picking Cavern heroes," and then they just forget after about 3 weeks.
I think I did that. It's just that then all the heroes I want to play get exhausted, so I get stuck. The big one for the Battle Pass has to be the guild in terms of enjoyability factor and what it's brought. That has been a lot of fun, and finding new people, good guild of people that are keen to play games, that's been a really fun factor.
Yes. Do you think guilds are going to stay?
I think Valve have to do some continuation.
Yeah, it's too good for the game, I think.
Yeah, it's too healthy for the community spirit and for players. Like, if you use it, you love it. If you don't use it, you don't mind. It's such a low commitment thing.
It's quite interesting because it's sort of... You could maybe make the argument that it's already played its part, because it sort of brought people together to play games together. Now everyone's forgotten about the actual guild aspect of it, or at least I have. But you've still got all the players that you found through the guild.
What's useful though is that you'd have to friend add every one of them.
That's true.
To keep them, and even the guild tag can be a helpful bridge.
Yeah,
so it is cool to have that identity.
We'll have to do like guild awards maybe when the battle pass runs out.
Oh, that's a good idea. Saltiest guild member.
Saltiest,
can't say that.
Saltiest guild member and like just general points awards or something. I don't know where I am in the guild. Probably like
27th.
Oh, that's not so bad. Top 30. I'll take that. There was a time when I was teetering in the top 30. I was in for relegation. Do you remember all the guild drama at the start of the guild about whether we were going to have two or like what we were going to do? My goodness, that's so much drama. Wow. Adam, how have you liked the Battle Pass overall? The different sorry, go on.
I've done 88 out of 111.
Nice.
And I probably haven't done a Cavern Crawl hero in about 2 months or like 6 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I look at it and there's just no heroes left for me to play. Like, it doesn't fit the game. That's why I lost 6 games in a row. It's like I've played these solo games the last few nights. They're just like, I'll just try this again. I'll try to get Warlock for the 3rd time. Or like, I don't even know, just these awful heroes. I have almost the entire utility done and almost the entire support done. And it's like, there's just crappy carries left. Like, I'm not going to play Meepo as much as I like to like ruin somebody's game. Although I did just unlock Naga, so I can subject Marco to a Naga game at some point.
I've done that already. We got a green game in. That was good.
Yeah. I still need to unlock the Slark. I did the Nyx and the Spirit Breaker and got those alternate styles, but like 1,090 on the Battle Pass levels, broke 1,000. So getting my Aegis.
Nice. Just in time for 2023 or whatever.
Yeah, I'll be a 4-time TI winner.
Nice.
You got 4 Aegises. Eat that, OG.
I mean, the main difference between this Battle Pass and the others was the Personas and the Arcanas being so many more than usual. Do you think that, like, that's good? That's here to stay, right? You can't really come back from that. Now that it's in the game, next year's has got to have 3 Arcanas and 3 Personas or something.
There's like 5, right, this time? There'll be 5 again?
Yes, I
at
believe
least
so, yeah.
Between Arcanas and Personas. I liked that Treasure 3 came out. I got pretty lucky. I got 3 50 bundles. 3 rare 50 bundles.
Wow, so very good.
Easy 150 points. Shame that or 150 levels. Big shame that you can't share it. I was going to I didn't need the last one, to break 1,000. So it's like, oh yeah, we'll give it to the guild somehow or give it to the Discord. Use it as a means to get somebody to do something for answer some questions or get some participation. And it's like, nope, can't use it. So
yeah, no redistribution in Valve World. Gaben shakes his head. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Every person for themselves.
I honestly would have done it if I could have just had someone get on my account and re-roll my 3,700 side shop gold. That'd be really nice.
Yeah, I approached the side shop, but I just can't even be bothered because I know I can't get a Arcana, so I don't need.
Yeah, I got a TB Arcana, so I can't complain about that.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I don't think there's much more to talk about with the Battle Pass overall. Has there only been any parts that worth mentioning?
Is there anything left?
I mean, Ag's Lab has been phenomenal.
Oh yeah, Ag's Lab, yeah. The game, this is one of the best games.
That's going to be hard to match, surely.
I think they just do it again.
Yeah, but they could
just remake that mode. Just give it a different name
and stuff. Yeah,
the
game mode was so fun.
Instead of Aghanim's Lab, just have it be called some other lore person's lab.
Shiva's Lab.
Ooh,
Shiva's, yeah. Haven't seen Shiva in the game.
All right, let's go topic of the day then, with some drums.
I'm just going to re-roll this gold while we're doing this podcast. This is perfect.
So, fun pos ones. First on the menu, Elder Titan. Adam, I'm going to rudely disrupt you from your re-rolling.
You think I can't multitask?
Oh, alright, sorry. Any multitasking skills? Pog? What's happening with ET carry? We've heard whispers of the ET carry. What's the build? What's going on? Is it legit? Should it be tried in pubs? What's your thoughts? What's going on?
Let me find this. Shout out to Lazy Jin on Dota subreddit, Dota 2. He's a high Immortal player. Said he got to rank 97 playing Elder Titan hard carry, 8.1k. And I've seen him on Mason's stream before, or other NA Dota streams, and if I see a Elder Titan just waddle up and bop someone for 1 million damage, that's probably that guy. I think people have probably seen the build just from a 3. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get that Mimi 3 Elder Titan.
The Decksmith 3ET, I remember.
Just staple gun, I'm gonna bop you. And it is kind of the same idea. Basically phase boots, Echo Saber, and then Ags. I think the Ags is the big thing that actually makes it pretty decent.
What is it that the Ags does?
It gives you BKB when the spirit returns.
For every hero that the spirit hits.
You get 2 seconds of BKB, right? For every spirit. Or every hero it hits, maybe?
Okay.
Is that right, Marco? Are you reading it?
It's something like that.
Yeah. So you basically just throw out the spirit, have it run through all the heroes, bring it back, and then you phase boot in, completely magic immune, and you just Echo Saber bop somebody. You just mow down supports, and then in the late game, you mow down carries because you have items, and then they have no armor because you natural order just remove all of their armor. So against these agi carries, especially the classical illusion ones, like TB especially, because he doesn't build any armor items ever because he just has 40 armor naturally. He just has 0 armor. So it's actually Morphling, I guess, would be another one. He definitely doesn't build any armor items. And, the Elder Titan, talents kind of lend itself to damage as well. He's got the extra Astral Spirit damage at, maybe 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it about the core ET, the carry ET, that's different from the support ET? Because I know eventually you're building into something like a Daedalus or something, but that's way late into the game. Why can't a support ET do the things that a carry ET does? Is it just the spell immunity from Ags? But But you say gold, but what is it? I can't see just based on his spells. What is it that needs gold to do the stuff? Do you know what I mean? Why do you
I
need
guess
gold?
what I would think is like you have in lane, like you're really good in lane, right? But you're the support in that scenario, like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
So you have to coordinate with like a core that can help you somehow. In this case, you're the core. So imagine you're like you got a crystal maiden that slows, and then you just bop someone for 1,000,000, or like somebody that could stun, and then you're just this like kill lane and gets you rolling. And I think just letting you get the golden XP like allows you to become this type of damage dealer. You know, you might every one in like 20 ET4 games, you might get to like actually have a good enough start to do something like this. Whereas if you're a 1, it's what you wanted to do from the beginning. So,
yeah, I think it's the timing difference is all it is, because a pos 4 could build ags, and we do see that happening. Maybe they got one other item, but when that comes online, it's so much later in the game versus if you're the 1, get the gold priority in that, and it's 18 minutes and you're bopping people with an axe.
Yeah.
And it's also like maybe if you're a 4 and you have an axe, you're like level 13 because you're a 4. Whereas if you're an ET with an axe and you're the 1, you might be like 16 or 18 at that point. And it's a lot scarier. Like you actually can, tank some stuff.
Yeah, I can see it with the XP, definitely, because obviously your damage is coming from Astral Spirit and Natural Order, right? So I guess presuming the XP is different, the gold factor only really comes in once you picked up the Ags. Obviously, if you're going phase boots, that helps, because the support ET's probably not. I don't know what support ET builds. Do they build Tranks or something?
Like Tranquil Drum,
Meme Hammer.
Glimmer. Yeah, Meme Hammer.
Mule's Meme Hammer.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's an interesting one then. So I suppose the hero has to be laned in the side lane because of the shenanigans with the hard camp. Mid, it's going to be... I suppose you could do a mid ET.
Way back when Liquid Bulba, never forget his mid ET 0440 build. But that's an entirely different time. I think the side lane is much...
Yeah, you can get work done in the side lane. You want to be able to bop heroes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I remember playing ET Dota 1 and the build Battle Fury because you just have so much right click with the Astral, and then obviously talents aren't a thing, so you can't rely on this level 20, 100% cleave talent. So you get a Battle Fury and some just pure carry items and just hit like a truck. They were the days.
I mean, is it legit? We know this guy can climb with it. How would you see it versus the other carries? Is it a niche-y, specialist-y kind of thing, or is it quite accessible to play ET as a core?
Oh, I don't accessible for the layman to play. No,
Because
fucking layman.
The fucking.
No, I mean,
listeners.
I'm just saying, like somebody that doesn't have a lot of games on the hero. It's not like you can pick it up. It's not like a PA. It's like you actually have to use tab and control your spirit. That's too much to ask for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like ET would playing it in this carry role would be a hero where you do really need the experience and the feel and kind of understanding of how you can do work, like understand the movements or rotations into fight or the way you take fights, like a big feel factor for the hero. It makes me think of when I played that shite Sven a couple days ago, not played the hero in over a year, and I really poorly understood when I should be going in and when I shouldn't be going in, and like the limit and the extent of my damage and things like this. So I feel like with ET, when you're playing a lot with the astral plays, going in, going out, you've got to be kind of careful doing that. I feel like, you definitely want to spam a lot of games to get a feel.
Yeah, because this guy's build, he's maxing a natural order last. Like he's still kind of pseudo. So you max the astral spirit, of course, because you want to deal the damage, and it scales really nicely. But then his second max is the stomp, because it scales so well, and like you actually want to, use it in the early game, and use the setup. So it's what allows you to like walk up on somebody the longer they're slept or whatever, and you don't really need the natural order until later. That's when it's most it's most effective, is when like people have. It's like you're anti-scaling, so you need them to scale a little bit first before that really becomes pretty decent. So it is like, the first, say, 9 levels, you kind of do play it like, you get in your stomps, you throw it out and stomp and then walk up and hit type of a deal. But in the later stages, I do think you can like waddle in and fight.
Yeah. I do think a cheeky point in natural order's strong though, looking at how the spell scales, base armor reduction and base resist reduction from obviously nothing to 40%, and then just 20% increments from there. So it's a nice value point.
Yeah, it's like a 1-3-1 at 5 skill build.
Yeah.
Well, because Mr. Lazy Gen also does not. I think this is pretty intuitive, but you don't get the Earth Splitter at 6.
Yes.
I mean, maybe if it happens in the middle of, like, you level in the middle of a team fight, and, like, it can happen then. But he gets it at 11, 12, 18, and I think that makes a lot of sense. Because you want to skill the other spells.
Yeah, and for scaling as well and stuff like that, it's going to help you out.
Yeah, Earth Splitter doesn't really scale.
No, it's a funny spell, Earth Splitter. I know it combos with the sleep, that's sort of the design of the spell. But I've always thought it's a sort of odd spell that the delay is so long.
Well, you need at least level 3 in the stomp for you to actually reliably land the splitter, because it takes high seconds for it to travel and hit. Like to travel and then split. So
5 seconds, really?
No, pi. 3.14.
Pi. I was going to say pi.
Like,
yeah.
Pi
okay.
as in the math
the number. God, he's saying that. He's in game spamming there. Don't wake them up. Wait pi seconds, and then my F split is going on.
But it doesn't like scale it scales like slow, I think. Because it always does a third damage, like third HP.
The damage goes 30%, 40%, 50%.
Oh, so it does. I think
it does scale nicely.
At one time, it didn't. But what else scales?
The smooth speed slow does the same 30, 40, 50 scale. The slow duration scales 3, 4, 5. I mean, late game, if you hit 50% max health on a hero with 3k HP, that's a serious chunk of damage.
Certainly, yeah.
It also gets amped by your spirit, right? The resist reduction?
Yes.
Yeah, so you waddle in and then someone's melting. I just love that, how it's like split between you like magic and right click.
I was going to say, I didn't know that.
You just like lop off the top with this magic spell, and then you waddle in and just bop them for the rest.
Oh wait, no. Interestingly, Earth Splitter does half the damage as magical damage first, and then half as physical damage. Reading the notes.
I had no idea.
No, I had no idea either.
That's weird.
That's so weird.
Because it's split to where the magic resist is on your spirit, right? And the physical resist reductions on your body.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's why you always see people throw out the spirit, stomp, Earth Splitter, and then they waddle in. They like walk in to where it's about to split. So then I guess that's the max damage, and then also allows your team to get used to the aura if you're a 4.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Because you do have to be kind of close for the physical aura to take effect.
Not a problem if you're playing carry ET.
Exactly. Not a problem if you're in staple gun range.
Yeah. And obviously the best thing about ET is Roche control. That's why this hero basically was played as a 5. At TI9, it was the premier 5, basically, and it was, by and large, a lot of it was Roche control. And take that to the pubs
safe.
as well. It's
so safe to, like, throw out the spirit and let it walk in there. like you're so far away that you don't have to worry about you getting picked off, right?
Yeah, and if you stomp 2 heroes in the Roche pit, that's like a 1 team fight for you, like, almost always. You know, you can set up for so much choky, just good team fight for you. The hero's unbelievable. Roche, the best Roche hero in the game, I think. Roche control hero in the game.
5-second sleep at max.
Something
like that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that is so much time. So an AOE, and it's like, I just love. I mean, I play that hero from time to time as a 4 just because of how good it feels to like land a stomp on a bunch of people. If your team can follow up, it just feels so good.
Yeah, I would say to the ET people that are thinking about playing ET, maybe not for carry, but for support ET, it's actually surprisingly accessible. I know the first time I played ET, it was one of the last heroes that I hadn't played yet, and I was expecting it to be really difficult with this spirit that I've got to control and all the rest of it, an ult that seems difficult to land. It was actually, I was surprised how accessible the hero was, actually.
The hero used to be very inaccessible when it first came out, because the spirit movement would simply mirror yours. So you would have to move backwards for the spirit to move forwards. And you had no control over the spirit other than where you moved. It would move in like a...
Is that Dota 2?
Dota 1 for sure. I feel like it... Could it have come into Dota 2? Not certain.
That sounds tough.
Inaccessible, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's really fun. As someone who is a boomer and like doesn't have any control groups really set up, I have to use my like weird pseudo StarCraft, like, you know, boxing and tabbing. But I still think he's like, you know, playable from that perspective. I love throwing out the spirit. And like they think you're just scouting around with it, and you wait for it to start the travel back to you, and then you do the stomp because the spirit will stomp on the way back.
Yeah,
stuff like that. It's just so fun.
I wish I could play it with Battle Fury, but it's just not going to be allowed because it's so incredibly greedy and it's too slow, and you just won't have the license to do that.
The Echo Saber is just better, right? Because you just, I mean, at level 5, you're hitting for like 300 or 400 damage.
Yeah, Echo, the timing, the strength, mana, the slow aspect to help you keep on top of heroes with your stapler, it's just so much better. And then you get the Ags and that. I wonder with that guy who's top 200 if he started spamming ET before or after this Ags, because I do feel like the Ags giving you this immunity is, well, it absolutely is critical, because a hero like ET, and I think a lot of quote shit carries like strength heroes, they struggle as a carry because to get the right clicks off is hard, and they don't have any natural ability to get right clicks off. If you think about any Agi carry, they typically have some catch, jump, gap close, etc. So if you're an ET or you might be a Tusk and you have massive damage, often it's easy to just disable, run away. But with this BKB, pseudo BKB, there's nothing to stop you. So you just get that 80 minutes and you literally run at heroes, run them down, and they can't do anything.
Yeah. Did someone say Tusk? Because that's the next hero to talk about. I have
one trivia question, sorry.
Go ahead, yeah.
It was just, do you remember what old ET Ags did before it went to the Magic community?
Oh, there's some...
It was something weird. Wasn't it Earth Splitter went off twice or something? Have I completely made that up in my head?
It's Earth Splitter related.
It is Earth Splitter related.
I'll give you that.
It like heals everyone or something weird. Don't know.
Disarms.
Disarms.
Pod.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a lot better. It's a lot better now.
Tusk another hero with a funky Ags. I don't think you'll be building it on carry though. I think Tusk carry or Tusk core, I don't know what your opinions on this are as people that have played Dota far longer than me, but I think it's a little bit more established than ET core. I've certainly seen it more. And I think it's stronger than ET carry in a pub setting, and I think it's easier. You see it in the off lane. You don't really see it so much carry, but I think Marco's played. I've seen you play a couple of Tusk carries. I think the general idea with the Tusk is you get a Desolator, you can get a Halberd or something, or you can get a crit, and you get Shadowblade. A Deso Shadowblade, like the two key items, I think.
I've done it with a Medallion as well.
Yeah, I was about to say no crit.
Minus armor, bit of mana regen. When I've played it, the mana regen was a bit of a struggle. Medallion helps a little, but I still struggled. But yeah, that with Deso, you're one-shotting in many heroes.
Yeah, especially
and
with
you
the
said
tag
heroes. You didn't even say supports, because you were actually just one-shotting carries.
Yeah. How do you feel about Tusk as a carry, as a big beefy core? What is it about this hero that makes it tick, and like what's bad about it? Why don't you see it more?
I mean, so I feel like you hit this spike once you get Deso.
Do you need a good lane, like just to start even before Deso? Is it a tough lane,
or well, he gives you a good lane, right?
Because you have tag. Yeah, you'll take.
So you already have a good lane.
Yeah, you'd think you'd be good, much better than a normal carry hero. You think about your specs and TBs, like Tusk plus 1 support in lane's going to be kills for days, you'd think.
I think the difficult balancing act is that, say you get this Deso time in lane's gone fine, you're so threatening, but only to a single target, and you can make yourself, you kind of naturally put yourself out of position. Say if you're going to snowball onto someone to do that offensive play, you then can often be very stranded. So it can be quite easy to, again, it comes back to this point of strength pos ones. They don't have those mobility mechanisms like the Agi heroes do. So if you kind of commit heavy with a snowball, it can then put you out of position, and then you can just kite it disabled quite easily. And then that, to me, says you really need BKB, and I think you do. Again, it's like that magic community point of VT. The BKB will then solve that solution, but then it takes a while to farm. And so,
well, it's like you're farming heroes.
That's ideal, yeah. Farm heroes, true.
That's what you see. They're like 4 Tusks. They get blink. I can see you as a 1 getting a blink and a Shadow Blade. It's a lot of mobility. You can like roll in, Shadow Blade out, or blink in, Shadow Blade. Or
that's a good shout, actually. If you get blink, just blink on top of them, punch, and then snowball to escape or save yourself.
Yeah, basically just tag team blink Medallion Walrus Punch.
That's a good shout, actually. I'm tempted to try this.
And the hero doesn't farm, right? If you're in a game where you can't get something done with your Deso, you're not accelerating, right, at the same rate as other carries. That's why.
Not that well. Your attack speed is a bit too naff. You do hit hard, so you can farm, but yeah, it's not going to be super fast. And even kind of nuking waves with snowball, I should say. If you go this phase boots, even medallion build, really
you can do that twice.
Yeah, you really struggle.
Yeah, you like the phase more than the treads? I would have thought treads for the carry task.
To me, it's more just keeping on top of people with the phase movement and the raw damage. The armor's often useful.
You don't need many hits, do you? I suppose.
Yeah, you don't need many hits.
Walrus punch. Yeah.
But on the positive, 3.9 strength gain per level, 4 base armor, and at 15 you get a 325 health talent. And then it's like you're just so meaty. It's so annoying to be against a 4 Tusk that's got like 3k HP, and you're like, well, I don't understand how are we supposed to do anything?
Oh yeah, even as a 4, this hero buys 2 braces, and it's so tanky. It's a really tanky hero.
So as a 1, actually. It's like the same type of deal. You're even more accelerated. You're just going to be huge.
And the talents really make the hero tick as a POS 1 as well. You mentioned the 325 health. Obviously, you've got the extra Walrus Punch stun duration, which is fine. I suppose you would be taking that over the health regen. And then at 20, plus 80% Walrus Punch crit. You're loving that if you've got Deso and +1 item, Deso Shadowblade, you're loving
Yeah,
that.
it's a 430% crit.
Yeah, crazy. And then the 12% Walrus Punch chance at 25, very strong as well. You're going to want to take that over the Snowball cooldown.
If you can get AC, that's the dream late game item, armor minus armor attack speed. And then that 12% Walrus Punch can be game winning if you're just disabling someone with.
Yeah, definitely. Moonshard, just perma
Yeah,
Walrus Punch.
smackdown.
Yeah, I think Heaven's Halberd as well would shout out as like a sick item on the hero on this core. You can reach back for your like Lotus Orb and go more towards that utility and pretend you're a Brewmaster. The heroes do look kind of similar. In terms of the skill build, obviously tag teams getting maxed. I for the carry, do you just go shards, I guess, or do you go snowball next?
Shards is nice because if you're good at them, you hold them in longer.
Oh,
I mean, max shards is like lasts as long as a fissure does.
Yeah, I need to do a flame corner on spell usage like shards. It's the same as hooking out of astral imprisonment and out of
Pushing someone away with the shards.
Yeah, because people don't realise, bad players don't realise, I see this all the time, when you're trying to shard block someone, you don't need like a pixel perfect shard block. You just need to put it ahead of them. Don't try and get some, and it's the same with hooking out of Astral, because I play OD quite a lot, and obviously Pudge is in every game ever. So you Astral to set up for a hook. They'll always hook too early, and it will miss because the hero's still in Astral. And I think I said this before on the podcast. You literally don't need to hook until the hero's coming out of Astral, like leaving Astral. Literally, you can see the hero, then you hook, and they still won't be able to dodge it. It's the same with shards. Just do it way ahead of them. And I guarantee by the time it gets there and plonks down, it will be a solid, good shard block. It's so annoying when people try and get like a pixel perfect, frame perfect shard block and end up just completely whiffing it and saving the hero.
Yeah, you push them away and then you block yourself and your team in. You're just
So many missed kills from missed shards.
He used to be my go-to for Tusk. Used to love a Tusk. Haven't played in a while.
We don't want to see Stan on that. That stands. I'm picking Tusk, flying in no matter the situation. If I see a hero, there's a snowball going straight away.
Just gotta have that killer instinct. That's a POS 4 player right there. Killer instinct. See a hero, just fly in, worry about repercussions later.
Yeah,
just walrus punching for fun.
And that's when you if you're silver, you spam the "Well, I tried" line.
That's a great one. Yeah, that's a great one. One of the best.
I mean, he legitimately is number one best bronze level voice lines.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Are you okay? That's a good one.
No, that's silver.
Oh, is it?
Bronze is you play one game and you unlock fist bump, which you say all the time, and then his "oh boy," ha ha, like the best laugh one.
Yeah.
Like if you ever watch Zai play a Tusk, he says "oh boy," ha 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 about 200 times throughout the course of the game, like off cooldown, just for any situation, and it is allies only, and it's still so good.
Yeah, definitely. Tusk mid. Any love for Tusk mid? He's good at ganking mid when he's a 4. What about core mid Tusk?
I can see that working. Just tempo.
Yeah, shard block. Level
shard
2?
block, level 2, yeah, that's a kill.
Yeah, get a bracer, you're quite tanky. I think you'll be alright.
It's like
versus
Conka.
the harassers.
It's like a Mars mid. You just farm Deso Blink, and you can go sweeping around the map, finding kills. Seems alright.
Let's spend the last 10 minutes on a hero that's definitely more established as a carry than the other two that we've talked about. One that we've been personally scarred with this week. It's an Agi hero.
One that has been played in all 5. Well, I was about to say in all 5 positions, No, yeah, all 5 positions.
I think it
for
has.
Sure. Yeah.
I think it has. Bounty Hunter, lesser spotted mid, but probably has popped up a couple times.
When they first reworked Janeda to Seal Gold, he was played mid for a little bit, and everyone was losing their mind because it was like, this is so obnoxious.
Yeah, I remember
you got so much gold from being like that experience so early. You're just like, why am I not allowed to play the game?
I remember seeing Purge do a patch notes video where he comes to the line that Janada steals gold, and he's just like, what? What do you mean steals gold? Like, from who? That was fun. Bounty Hunter, though, if you hadn't guessed. This here is legit carry, I think. You can definitely run this for sure in pubs, and I think you could climb with it, no doubt. It might not be as solid as spamming like Naga to climb or something grim like that, but it's definitely a legit pick. Marco, thoughts on Bounty Hunter? You're a POS 1 player. Bounty's is that in the legit category, or is it in the like situational category for you?
It's pretty commonly legit. I don't think it's situational.
It's absolutely legit. I mean, it might not be popular right now, relatively, but it wasn't that long ago that it was actually picked.
Gork would play Bounty 1 quite often.
So would Mason would too. Yeah.
Phase drums is common in his match history, because I mean, phase drums, you are just the fact you're moving 500 ms, the catch, you just chase down anyone with big right click Janada, but also you can't be caught in a lot of games. You're like a Weaver when you get phase drums.
Phase drums, as to like, well, so you can be like the Aura Boy, the phase drum Vlad's like pipe. I've definitely seen that be successful. That's not fun though. That's not why we wanted to talk about the Bounty Hunter one. I think you can still do phase drum, and it still lends itself to like legitimate carry physical damage Bounty Hunter, because if it goes well, you're gonna have sold those items like by minute 30, because you'll be 6 slided from track gold and gold stealing.
So, talk to me a little bit about the difference between Solar Crest on this hero and Desolator. When you're thinking about it from the POS 1 perspective, are you going Deso just for your own shenanigans? What? Because it gives you the 60 damage. Both reduce the target's armor. 1 by 6, that's Deso, and 1 by 8, that's Solar Crest. But of course, Crest gives you plus 10 all attributes. Deso is giving you 50 damage, 60 damage rather. They're the same price. How do you see that sort of matchup in the items? Is it just like auto Deso, or is it Crest?
I feel like you can get the medallion for sure, at least, because it's cheaper than a Mithril Hammer, like 600 cheaper than a Mithril Hammer, and it is very good. Gives you a little bit of everything in the early game. Crest, I feel like Crest has fallen off a little bit. Like, not everybody's built. Like, there was that time where everybody would build it. If your team didn't have one, it was like just a mistake. But it's been nerfed enough to where you don't have to get it. I mean, it's a pretty heavy investment to upgrade from a medallion to a Solar Crest. So I think you might get more bang for your buck medallion Deso. That's a lot of minus armor on top of itself. And then the track crit.
Yeah.
It's a tough one to weigh up. Solar Crest did definitely feel more common in the past. I feel like all components considered, the Solar Crest would be more sensible in value, because you're getting 8 armor, 10 attribute, 20 movement speed, mana regen. All these components you do really like, and you do get a lot of benefit from. And the minus armor, like you say, that is a damage component, versus the Deso feels just a bit greedier. You're not buffing yourself up, you're not getting faster, you can't, the mana's not as much, HP's not as much, armor's not as much, so it's greedier because it's pure offensive. And as we've talked about a lot, pure offensive isn't necessarily the way for damage dealing, snowballing heroes. If anything, that pure offensive route is risky.
You mentioned phased drums for this hero. When we're talking about other items, obviously Spirit Vessel was picked up a lot, but we're playing this hero Pos 1, so we don't care about Spirit Vessel. Any love for Treads? Treads Battle Fury? I mean, Battle Fury is definitely buildable on the hero Pos 1.
It feels a bit too slow paced though, because if phased drums say that's 3k gold spent, Battle Fury is 4 something. Low 4.
You want to get your track and you want to go.
You want to go earlier.
Arm. Definitely have people have built Battle Fury on, like, that was the meme. I think when I first started playing Dota, that was the meme on Dota 2 Reddit. People were like, oh god, people build a Bounty Hunter Battle Fury in my games. And then it like actually was decent here in the last year. And now I think drums is just so strong.
What if you're against a hero like PL or Naga? Is the answer to that, oh, I'm going to go Battle Fury and go against them mid game, late game, or is it go phase drums and like let's end this before I need a Battle Fury to deal with them?
Interesting shout. Maybe team dependent. If you've got literally no AOE, perhaps you have to Battle Fury.
Let's go Molyneux.
Molyneux, maybe.
You don't see that item that much anymore.
No, it's not that. I think you see it in PL games, but not normally. You should probably get a Shiva. Definitely can build a Shiva on a Bounty Hunter.
Pos 1 bounty building a Shiva.
I'm not sure about Shivas.
You have plenty of... I mean, you have mana problems as Bounty, and then...
Yeah, but the answer to that's not like a 2.7k Mystic Staff.
AC over Shiva.
What is that? How does that help you against the PL?
I mean, AC armor attack speed. I don't think Shiva's not an answer against PL either. I mean,
it totally is. In
what ways?
You automatically find out which PL's real from the damage.
Interesting shout, but then all the illusions still kill you anyway. So,
Battle Fury,
but they hit you less fast.
AC.
So
anyway,
in our game where we like almost lost to this BH, he went drum phase, medallion, Deso, BKB. He rebought drum recipe for more charges. SNY, Iascoti, Satanic. Then he bought a Battle Fury because we had megged them. Then he bought a Moonshard, gave a Moonshard to someone else, and then got a Pirate Hat. So I don't know. He had about 10 different items that game. But he at 20 minutes he had phase drum medallion Deso. That's pretty tanky. I mean that's a lot of power on tasty, one guy. Yeah. And then at 28 at 25 BKB, then 28 he gets the Orb of Destruction, and then you're just blowing
3-shot throne.
You're just blowing people up.
Yeah, strong. And then ranking, finally. Well, anything else you want to say on Bounty Hunter? About Bounty Hunter carry? Touch on his talents? Junada damage or move speeds at 10? It's pretty tough.
Let's see what he got. He got Junada damage, and then he got health, and then he got attack speed, and then he got evasion.
Yeah. I think the argument for the movement speed, particularly if you've got phase boots as well, you can become so rapid. And I think that rapid factor outweighs a bit of Junada damage.
When you're playing the hero Pos 1, is it less important to get the gold steal and the track gold? And it's more important to get the attack speed and the evasion? Because you already have a lot of gold.
I think I've seen almost every Bounty Hunter get the evasion at 25.
40% is so strong.
It's a bit of a trap to be like, ooh, this track gold, that's what I want to get.
Yeah.
You're already getting 320. I don't think you need 570.
Yeah, think about a butterfly gives you 35%. This is giving you 40, so that's a lot of track gold kills in terms of the amount of evasion that you're buying. Even when you just look at Talisman of Evasion, if I can find it here, that's 15% evasion for 1.4k. So you're basically getting, 3.5k or 3.2k worth of evasion with that talent. That's a lot of track kills with the extra gold.
Yeah. So if you get the Janata damage at 10, your Janata gives you 200 bonus of damage on an attack every 3 seconds. And that is buffed, or like crit, 140, 170, 200 scaling with track. That has 3 different levels. So that's a lot. That's not even taking any armor reduction into account. Like, you're just melting people. It's like Walrus Punch level, almost.
Yeah. Ranking the 3 heroes we've talked about as a carry in terms of legitness, the Tusk, the ET, and the Bounty, and then also ranking them in terms of fun ability. As a POS 1, this is.
What about easiest to pull off?
Yeah, easiest to pull off. Okay, these are the 3 categories. Easiest to pull off, legitness, and fun factor.
Okay. I go easiest to pull off would be Bounty Hunter. And then legit. Do you want me to rank 1 through 3?
Yes.
Or easiest to pull off would go Bounty Hunter, Elder Titan, Tusk. Fun would go Tusk, Elder Titan, Bounty Hunter. So the inverse. And then what was the last one?
Legitness, like what's actually the best?
I think that goes back to Bounty Hunter, Elder Titan, Tusk. So just flip-flopping.
Oh. Marco, thoughts? Any disagreements?
I have to agree.
Really? I would swap ET and Tusk for legitness and ease to pull off. I think ET is harder to pull off than Tusk.
I think you actually scale, though, like, as into the late game as an ET a little bit. Like, you actually do something with natural order. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think ET, I do think you have to play him well, feel him out. It's quite hard to understand, but in terms of being punished, you're just going to run in with magic immunity versus I think the Tusk can be a bit more technical to execute.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I think Tusk is one of those where you could play it 1 or 3 and it feels amazing and you feel like you're crushing the game, but then you have a 35% win rate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you drop off.
It's hard to close out games. Like, I've definitely played against Tusks that are crushing, and there's this like menace Tusk that's just an instant kill on the map, basically, wherever he is in Shadowblade. And it's horrific for about 15 minutes, and then you kill him twice, and then it feels like he's not really
just
that
below
big.
you up anymore. And then if you've got 2 heroes, he's just stuck. And I know what you mean.
Yeah, so maybe a bit of credence for that. With that said, then that's episode 10 something in the books. 109. 109 in the books.
Shout out to Walrus Kick.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to anyone that sends their questions in, which I said I was going to mention at the start of the episode, but I've only remembered it now. I'll include the form in the description as always. And until next time, have a final whistle and see you again soon.